Feel like you're stuck in the same routine and want to know if there's more to life? Do you feel like you have no ideas or motivation when you wake up every day? One of the most famous samurai fighters in history, Miyamoto Musashi, thought that stagnation is the enemy of growth. We're going to go over some of his most important lessons in this video to help you get out of boredom, find your purpose again, and take charge of your life. Step 1. Break the autopilot mode. People often feel stuck in life because they get stuck in a routine that makes them lose interest in things. Without giving it much thought, doing the same things over and over, like getting up at the same time, go to work, eating the same meals, and doing the same things for fun can make life feel like it never ends. Structure is good, but if you live on autopilot, you miss out on growth and fun. Miyamoto Musashi thought that being able to change was powerful. He said that a hero should always be flexible and ready to deal with any situation. He wrote in the Book of Five Rings, one of his most famous works, "You must understand that there is more than one path to the top of the mountain." In other words, there is more than one way to live. If you feel stuck, you need to change how you treat things. When you get out of autopilot mode, you have to change your habit. Take a different way to work, wake up at a different time, or even eat with your less used hand. These small changes make people aware and break up the routine. Go somewhere new, start a new hobby, or push yourself to do something that isn't easy for you. Musashi was also aware, which means he was fully present in every moment. Pay attention to the little things in your day instead of just going through the motions. Taste your food properly when you eat. Pay attention to what's around you as you walk. Being fully involved in life keeps the mind sharp and keeps you from getting stuck. You take back control of your life when you stop letting autopilot run your life. You become deliberate, choosing what to do instead of just responding to what's going on around you. Breaking the habits that dull your senses is the first thing you need to do to feel alive again. Step 2. Ask yourself tough questions. Feeling stuck is often a sign of being unhappy on a deeper level. It's simple to push these feelings aside and focus on fun things like social media, pleasure, or mindless tasks. Musashi taught, though, that a great warrior faces life as it is. He stated, "Perceive that which cannot be seen with the eye." This means going deeper and knowing what you really want and what you think. Ask yourself, what do I really want in life to get out of a rut? What makes me happy? What do I want to avoid? What fears are stopping me? Self-reflection is hard, but it's important. Many people feel stuck because their life doesn't match up with what they really want. You might be stuck in a job that doesn't make you happy, a relationship that drains you, or a road that someone else picked out for you. Musashi thought that everyone should live their own truth. It's time to dig deep and find out why something doesn't feel right. This process can be helped by writing in a journal. When you write down your thoughts, you have to face them. Think about what your dream life would be like. Then compare it to how things really are now. If the gap is big, it means something needs to change. Musashi also talked about being separate. We shouldn't hold on to things that don't help us, he told us. Do you hold on to something that makes you sad because you are afraid? People often stay where they are because they are afraid of what the future holds. Asking these questions may not give you the solutions right away, but it does help you become more self-aware. Being clear gives you power, and having power lets you move. Step 3. Move your body. Change your energy. When you feel stuck, your energy stops moving, both in your mind and in your body. Your mind and body are deeply linked. When one isn't working, the other does too. Miyamoto Musashi, who was a great swordsman and tactician, knew this very well. He thought that moving around was important for keeping discipline, sharpening the mind, and making the heart stronger. He trained hard all the time, not just to get better at swordsmanship, but also to improve himself as a whole. Musashi wrote, "The way you train is the only way you can fight." This means that if you are lazy and don't do anything, you will be weak when you face a task. If you work on making your body strong, tough, and flexible, though your mind will follow. Because of this, moving around is one of the best ways to get out of a rut. When you're emotionally worn out, unmotivated, or stuck in a routine, you need to push yourself to move. You could stretch, do push-ups, do weights, go for a walk, or do yoga. Or you could just stand up and get moving. Moving around resets your energy, brings more blood to your brain, and releases endorphins, which are your body's natural mood boosts. Exercise lowers stress, sharpens your focus, and sparks your imagination, all of which help you get motivated and clear again. Musashi also thought that balance was important. He learned both martial arts and calligraphy because he knew that movement and quiet had to go together. You don't have to be a fighter to work out your body. Don't give up on small daily moves, even if you're tired. Take some slow breaths, stand up, and stretch. You could also go for a short walk. You'll want to move more after you move. Get your body moving if you feel like you're stuck in life. Momentum is made by energy, and success is made by momentum. Do nothing that is useless, Musashi said. Being sorry for yourself won't make things better. Doing something will. Your mind will follow if you move your body. Step 4. Do something that scares you. A lot of people stay stuck because they are afraid. You stay in your safety zone because you think that making changes, failing, and not knowing what will happen is too risky and dangerous. But Miyamoto Musashi, one of the best samurai warriors in history, knew that fear was just a thought that the mind made up. You must understand that there is more than one way to get to the top of the mountain, he wrote. Asterisk this means you have to try new things if you want to grow, even if they scare you at first. Right now, think about what's stopping you. Is it the fear of failed? Fear of being turned down? Fear of being judged? Most of the time, the things we're afraid of aren't really dangerous. They're just events that make us feel bad about ourselves. Musashi thought that a fighter doesn't think twice before acting. He does things even though he's scared because he knows that fear can only stop you if you let it. Doing something scary is the best way to get out of a rut. Think about something you've been putting off for a moment. It could be standing up at a meeting, getting in touch with someone, beginning a new project, or making a big choice about your life. No matter what it is, your fear is what will help you grow. Musashi got over his fear by doing things. He didn't wait for his fear to go away before moving forward. You need to do the same thing. Do something small that scares you today. Fear gets less strong the more you face it. You gain confidence and speed every time you push yourself. Fear doesn't mean you should stop. It means you're growing. Step into the unknown if you really want to get out of a rut. In that place, you will discover fresh chances, new experiences, and a stronger, braver, and more alive you than ever before. Step 5. Cut out mindless distractions. There are lots of things that can confuse you these days. You might not even realize how much time has passed because of social media, messages that never end, binge-watching TV shows, and mindless scrolling. At first, these things may not seem like a problem, but they wear you down, take away your focus, and make you feel even more stuck than before. Miyamoto Musashi, the famous warrior, thought that people should be focused and disciplined in their daily lives. Do nothing that is useless, he wrote. The lesson is very easy, but very important. If something doesn't help us grow, it's not worth our time. One of the first things you should do when you feel stuck is to really look at where your attention is going. Are you wasting hours on things that don't really improve your life? Are you checking your phone all the time instead of working on your goals? The truth is that every minute you waste on other things is time you could have used to make the future better. Musashi's way of life was based on being very disciplined. He was a swordsman who lived on the road and only focused on what was important, getting better at his job, understanding his mind, and honing his skills. He stayed away from things that wouldn't help him grow. For people living now, that would mean giving up pointless pleasure, rumors, and endless scrolling through social media. He would have told us to be intentional with our time instead of just passively consuming information. Do a distraction detox if you feel like you can't move forward. Cut down on the time you spend on things that don't help you first. Limit your time on social media. Don't play video games or watch TV shows all at once. And make a pattern that puts getting things done first. Don't waste time doing nothing. Instead, read, learn, work out, or build something useful. Deep work, which means focusing on one task at a time for a set amount of time without stopping, is another powerful method. Musashi thought that you should give your all to everything you do, whether it was sword training, writing, or planning. Use the same idea in your daily life. Leave your phone alone, turn off all alerts, and concentrate on the job at hand when you're working on something important. Getting rid of distractions makes room in your mind for inspiration and clarity. You stop being stressed out and start taking charge of your time. Once you get good at this, you'll find that life doesn't feel like it's standing still anymore because you'll be too busy learning, growing, and going forward. Step 6. Stop waiting. Take action now. Are you putting things off until the perfect time? Do you keep telling yourself that you'll start that job, make that move, or take that risk at some point? You're probably stuck because you're waiting, which is one of the worst things that can happen. One of the most famous warriors, Miyamoto Musashi, believed in acting right away. He thought that hesitancy was the enemy of progress. Do nothing that is useless, he said one time. That is, thinking too much, putting things off, and waiting for the right time are all pointless. Now is the time to act. It's common for people to put things off because they think they need more time, money, or trust. But the truth is that taking action builds trust. Clear thinking doesn't help you get clear. Doing things helps you get clear. Musashi didn't stop and think about how to become a great fighter. He learned by fighting many duels and getting better each time. He knew that growth doesn't happen before a process, it happens during it. If you feel stuck, the only way to move forward is to do something. It doesn't need to be perfect or a big step forward. It only takes one step to build motion. Put in for that job, sign up for that class, start working out, or call that person. Do something. You will find it harder to break free from inertia as time goes on. Fear often shows up as putting things off. A lot of people don't do things because they're afraid of failing, being judged, or being uncomfortable. But Musashi thought that a fighter had to be okay with being uncomfortable. You must understand that there are various ways to reach the peak of the mountain, he wrote. This means that there isn't just one right way to move forward. What counts is that you start climbing. You can't be successful by waiting. You have to do something. If you want to get out of a rut, you have to move forward even if you don't know everything. You shouldn't wait for the right time. Don't wait for inspiration to show up. Don't wait for permission anymore. Your life is happening right now. So do something today